Hello, this is the Nightline Podcast. My name's James Pikeway, and if you want to learn more about the program, please go to www.dubai1038.com or email us, nightline@dubai1038.ae. Enjoy the show. Motoring Middle East is in the house. All of you who are driving around the United Arab Emirates, I saw a whole bunch of people kind of going very slowly on Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road. Great to have you with us.
Stay where you are.
Stay where
You're
you are.
locked into the right channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we are.
We're here.
You're locked in and you can't get away. We're here for 1 hour and you're going to love us.
The last bastion of testosterone is what this show has been called. But hey, you know what?
Erroneously.
Erroneously. We're getting numbers. I don't have a clue what people are doing.
Well, okay.
So somebody's passport
Send us
number.
numbers.
Yeah, someone sent their passport number to us. Great, thank you.
Bank number would be nice. You know.
For the next hour, we are talking cars. 4001 is the SMS number. 04-423-1010 is the phone number. We love you to get involved. James ED_me is the Periscope handle, and you can see the boys in here having a chat. And what we do for an hour is literally talk about cars, talk about the things that you like, talk about the things that you hate. Maybe you've got a comparison. We've got a few holdovers from last week's show.
Have we?
Yeah, we do. We've got four SMSs that we're going to get back to.
Sure.
And so maybe you want to...
Let's hope they're all still listening.
They're absolutely listening. They have not tuned out. They're waiting.
Come back.
They're waiting.
Come back. Tune back in. Yeah.
And you know what? And this is a great point. If you do get through to us and you send us an SMS and we don't get to it, which is very rare, but if we do not get to your SMS, we will get to it next week.
We'll do our level best, as they say. Yes.
What's the level best?
I don't know, but that's what we'll do.
Is that unleveled
There's lots of levels here on that table that James is operating, so I figured that would be the appropriate
that's all
word
just witchcraft
to use.
and voodoo.
Gentlemen, what are you driving? Anything cool? Have you got any new wheels on?
Not right now. I just went back, but we have been driving around in the GMC Terrain Denali for the last few days. We were doing a special challenge. We were doing one of our infamous Motoring Middle East challenges with this car.
And so you can see that we'll be able to see this challenge very soon on YouTube, and if you go to Facebook, it'll all be there?
It'll be everywhere. The whole world will see it. It'll be on the interweb, yes.
So right off the bat, the Terrain, GMC Terrain, what are your thoughts? Forget the Denali. We'll go to the Denali edition in a second, but just the Terrain in general. Where does this vehicle fit into the market segment?
Well, the Terrain is sort of compact family SUV.
It's in the hottest segment in the market.
Yeah,
it's
because
a crossover.
It's
It's a family crossover.
It's a bit more than a crossover. It is an actual SUV, because crossovers kind of suggest that it's sort of compromise. I don't think this is compromise. I mean, we didn't go deep off-road, but we did kind of go off-road. We went into the mountains a little bit.
I think that's the level of ability you need. I mean, forget about off-road. Nobody needs off-road ability. They just need a higher driving position, a higher seating position, and a big boxy interior that holds all your stuff.
This fits 5 reasonably, but it can take 7, can it?
Oh, it's got loads of
No,
space.
it's a 5-seater.
I sat in the back of this car and it was
But it's not
absolutely
a third row car. It's 5-seater.
No, it's not
5-seater.
It's not third row car.
5-seater, lots of room to put your picnicables and all that sort of stuff.
Lots of luggage space, very comfortable, very spacious in the back, very spacious in the front.
It's a very American car.
No,
very
hold on. What does that mean? I mean, I don't, not in a bad way, but wouldn't you say an American car?
It all depends how you respond to the next bit, in that it has a lot of plastics, but they're good quality plastics.
Yeah.
And it has sort of squarish gauges. It has the feel of American car that from the 80s and 90s that's evolved to meet today's standards. I'm not saying it's retro.
Yeah, I know
I'm just
exactly
saying it
what
has
you're
an
talking about.
American feel.
Okay.
It's the smell of it. It's the seating position. It's everything about it. The kind of that chunky, solid feel of a car that's just really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's made in Canada.
I was going to say,
you see?
Because all the best things are.
I was going to say
apparently.
there are American feeling things that are not apparent in this car, which is the stuff that we don't like, which is the rattling and that doesn't happen in this car. It feels really solid. The doors close, ka-chunk.
Really?
And it goes around the corner.
Is that because it's a Denali? Is that because it's the Denali spec?
It's just because cars are better made now. And the trim is nicer. It feels nicer. There's
Yeah.
no rough plastic. It's all very nicely finished. The leather's nice. You know, this is a Denali, so it's top of the range.
So what's this going to cost me? If I was, I'm listening to you talk about this. You know, you're saying it's got that American feel. It had the nice clunk of the doors. It could take me off to my, off-road picnic, but I don't have to be too worried about getting stuck. Although,
Well, this is the Denali version, so it's got some extended skirts and body and stuff, and I don't recommend it if you're going to go off-road a lot.
we're not talking serious off-roading. I'm talking
It'll
picnicking
handle
here.
like
picnic is
sandy
fine,
and that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
okay,
But
that's-
even then, it's got 19-inch wheels. But it's actually okay. You just have to be brave.
Okay.
But I wouldn't recommend it for more than the beach. If you want that to go more than that, there's a slightly less
Yeah.
plush, normal version.
Okay.
But the Denali is more than enough for most people.
So what are we looking at?
It's okay. I can tell you exactly. I've got the details from the on the ball PR guy from GM.
He's awake.
He's awake right now.
I love these
It's
guys, GM.
90
He was here a while ago.
Yeah, he was. So the GMC Terrain itself starts
Yeah.
from 93,000 dirhams, and the Denali version starts from 138,000 dirhams.
Okay.
And this is the V6.
Is
what's
there a
it,
2.4 version available, like in the US?
I'm not sure if that is here, but the one that we had was the V6 with about 300 horsepower, and it's
Wow.
plenty quick. I mean,
Wow.
this feels like a sort of raised up hot hatch.
Yeah.
That's how it kind of feels. Very torquey, very nice. If you remember, we were running one of these cars about 2 years ago as a long termer. We
I
ran
do
it
remember.
for about just under 2 months. And
Where can they find that?
you can find that on motoringme.com. Just go check it out. There's the test is still up there. And as a result of that, a friend of mine bought this car as
Okay.
well. 'Cause he called me up about it. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "Oh no, I genuinely like it."
And to this day, he is still happy. He's not,
He's
stalking
still a friend.
you? Okay, he's still a friend. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so no, it seems to be great. No, I mean, I ran it as a family car, and I thought it was fantastic. So yeah, very, very good. So what we
could
were
it be a
doing-
replacement for the old Honda CRV?
Um,
I mean, not the
You know
replacement,
what?
just because
the
it's
CRV is about the same price now.
the new one, not a Denali level price, is it?
No, it's about
100
120-ish
Yeah.
at the top end. But you spend a bit more. I mean, you don't have to get the Denali. You can get a fairly well-spec'd one. I don't think you should get the Denali. You should get a regular one. Is more than enough.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want all the trims and all that. But the regular one is around the 100-120 mark, and I think that's the one you should get. Because you get V6 power, and the CRV is only a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
And this is, by the way, a reasonably frugal V6.
Yeah,
Plus
it
6-speed
depends
auto.
how you drive it, of course, like anything.
Well, not
but,
the way he was driving it, but yeah.
but it is reasonably quick. I mean,
Which
it
a
doesn't
CRV is not.
it
As we know,
doesn't-
because
yeah.
we both have one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Motoring Middle East, by the way, or where these guys are from, if you're wondering who's talking
It's an
to us.
independent country.
Yeah.
It's a nation. We declared
nation,
independence. Yeah.
yeah. And,
We have our own constitution and
I'm
everything.
issuing passports next week.
if it's got anything to do with automobiles, they know a lot about it. Countries, I'm not so sure.
No.
Not a thing.
Or how to run them.
I'm Minister of
man.
Defense.
So back to the Terrain Denali.
Yeah.
What were you guys doing?
So what we were doing, we kind of had a little bit of a challenge thing going on. I do a lot of the photography for the website. Go check it out. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if you hate it. Be honest. And I use my trusty Canon, my DSLR for that. Now, Empty reckoned that he could do as well, if not better, with his iPhone.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, you're on. So that's what we were doing. We
It was a
basically
photo safari.
It was a photo safari, as he dubbed it, and we went to about 4 different locations.
We should have
out
worn
of town.
safari suits.
No.
Why? Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
No.
That was bad planning on your part.
Safari suits.
Yeah.
Ah,
Full
Dr.
on.
Livingston, I presume.
Exactly.
Next time. Next time. Yeah.
I don't think there'll be a next time.
we'll need the hard hats and everything.
It's a bit hot for safari. Actually, no.
You were
I
doing
think it's a good idea.
you were doing a great David Attenborough impression.
I
so
could do a great.
Yeah,
but I
do
was
that.
slightly sick and my voice was about 2 octaves deeper. I also do a good Benedict Cumberbatch now.
Dear, dear.
man.
So
Back
that's-
on cars.
but
Back
I
on
think-
cars.
So that's what we're doing. So in a few days' time, we'll put up the pictures on our Facebook, on our website, on our YouTube channel. Go check it out. Just search for Motoring Middle East, and then you decide. You
Okay.
decide. You tell us whose pictures were better. Obviously mine, but you
Mine.
tell us. You tell us.
Mine.
You know.
Subliminally mine.
Yeah.
I was here the entire night long.
Shazam.
So, but
Shazam.
at the end of the day, GMC Terrain,
Yeah.
especially the Denali edition.
Oh, big thumbs up.
No, big thumbs up.
Yeah, big thumbs up.
You
Definitely.
know what it is now? And again, I said this to you before. I'm not sure this is seen as necessarily pejorative or a good thing. I think it is
Seen as what?
a pejorative.
We're not doing English class. just skip over that.
All right.
There we go. You
Can't
delete
help
it.
it if you guys' vocab is just stuck in the Middle Ages.
Is that what the chemist gave you? Really?
Easy,
a couple
easy.
Of, a couple of. So I think it's the modern Cressida. It's a
Ooh,
nice.
a modern Cressida.
It's a family wagon. that does what it says on the tin and takes your family places, and you won't
It's
be
not
embarrassed.
made out of tin, by the way.
No, it's made out of
A
very
modern
solid.
Cressida.
But you know how most cars these days are sort of embarrassed. They want to be sporty cars. They want to be lifestyle cars. All the
Yeah.
advertising has them with pretty surfboards on top and stuff like that.
What's the matter with that?
This car, surfboards. Nobody has surfboards on their car.
He does.
Yeah, but he has no Wrangler. That is a walking advertisement for everything in itself.
I put them on the Seat too when they let me drive
you
that.
go.
They-
See, you just break all the
and since-
advertising
since
lines.
He put them on his Rabbit convertible.
Yeah,
as well, didn't
since then, they've never given me another car to test drive anybody.
I'm surprised.
Not even the Cadillac guys. Nothing.
Oh, come on, Cadillac. You
the
owe him an
terrain
Escalade.
guys. Maybe a train. I mean, God, I love GMC.
No, we got to get you into an Escalade. Ronald, you're listening. I know you are.
Forget the. You know what? The Escalade would be nice. But you know what? You know what I saw today, and this is GMC, a Silverado, brand new.
That's a Chevy. It's not a
Chevy,
GMC.
sorry, yeah,
Sierra,
Chevy.
Sierra.
It's a Sierra.
The Sierra.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was looking at it, and I wanted.
Is this a 2016 one?
Yeah.
Because they got that
This is a
new face on there.
They actually updated
Yeah.
the face 2 years
I
early.
wanted to put the old Wrangler into park and get out and take a
Yeah.
better look, except it was at a U-turn.
It's the most truck-like of trucks.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It looks the part.
Yeah.
It looks the part, and that's what they need to do.
Is
Let's
it a
be
play
honest.
that it's hosting?
That's what it needs. Well, it does, doesn't it? It does need. It needs to. Look
I think the
part, you know?
GMC rather than the Chevy, I gotta say, is the GMC with the slightly different grille and lights arrangement is the manliest looking truck out. I know the Ford's all high tech
Yeah.
now.
It's
And I do
nice.
like the Ram.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a big soft spot for the Ram. But if you're
But-
talking like
The GMC.
draw a truck, it's a GMC Sierra.
But you know, the look is very important, and I think it was quite interesting because at the motor show, people remember the Dubai Motor Show that happened in November.
How can they forget?
There was after we were there, we conquered it.
We put a flag and everything.
We were there. So these guys brought a Mustang lookalike car, which we talked about on
Yes.
the show, called the Equus. Now the person they had on the stand, they had a couple of dolly birds and stuff, but the person they had on the stand was an actor, right?
Who
And-
Shazan swooned over at
No,
length.
they had an actor there, right? And I walked up there and I said, "Are you with the company?" He said, "No, I'm an actor." I said, "Are you Kirk Douglas?" Because
He's a bit younger than Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas is about 90.
or Kurt Russell. I said, "Are you Kurt Russell?" And he said, "No, no."
He doesn't
And then,
watch
and then
films.
and then he did say, he said, "No, I'm the guy that they get when they can't afford Kurt Russell." But the thing is, like, so he wasn't. You couldn't call him a thespian. He wasn't that sort of actor. He was a cowboy,
Okay.
and he dressed and looked and talked like a cowboy. And they're like, right, that's the car. He
Yeah.
is the car. That's
Yeah.
what they've done. They've got the
The only trouble is
personification
you had
of the
to look
car.
like him to fit in that car. Because you have me in there with my Star Wars T-shirts.
Yeah.
Not the same effect.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
no.
I could drive that car, but everybody was having a mental disconnect a mile long.
So
As
why I
guy.
brought this guy up is because we said to him, he said, okay, so he told us about himself and what he drives, and we said, oh, have you had a look around the show? You see, there's some cool trucks here. And he goes, yeah, they got some little trucks here as well. I'm like, little? What did he drive?
GMC 3500
Yeah.
Sierra, which is the big
Julie-
one.
Oh,
Julie
man.
with the-
yeah,
Julie.
yeah. If
Yeah.
you-
But I think he pulls horse trailers and things.
I don't care. I think if you're going to own a pickup and you're going to get the GMC, you got to get the 3500. None of these 1500
No.
things.
Why would you get 3500?
Yeah, you want
what
the
horse trailer
3500.
are you
You
pulling?
can't get that into Mall of the Emirates.
You just who cares? Who cares?
You
doesn't
when
matter.
you need to go shopping.
Does not
and go
matter.
to the Apple store.
Yes.
Is there a correlation between Apple store owners and GMC 3500?
There might be.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? This is Car Talk. If you guys want to get involved, it's really easy. We've got phone numbers 04-423-1010. We've got an SMS line 4001, and we're on Periscope James_ED_me. Get involved. We're talking cars. It is Car Talk time. Motoring Middle East is here. Questions coming through. We were actually just having a discussion about the show notes, and I do send them. And of course,
They don't come through.
I'm
It's very
looking
strange.
at the
Very
show notes now.
strange.
I'm saying, well, you guys read the notes. You go, you never sent them.
Yes.
I go, yes, I did. No, you didn't. Yes, I did.
It's a slanging match.
It was like a pantomime in here. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, yes,
I did. And anyway, I'm going to send them right now.
Okay, that's really helpful.
XC90. Any thoughts about?
Buy one straight
Shazam,
away.
take it
Brilliant.
away.
Love it.
Well, that was
Get one.
easy.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But there's the whole
It might be getting an award.
there's the
Well, why do we bother doing things? Why do we
Might.
bother?
Might.
Spoiler alert. You want to know what happens in The Force Awakens while you're at it?
The girl did it. Yeah, no, brilliant. Get it. Brilliant. We loved it. We drove it earlier this year. Oh, earlier last year. This year. What year are we in? Are we still writing
16.
2015? Did you
16.
do that when you came in today? When you checked in on the little register downstairs? I almost did that.
Yeah.
I almost wrote
Well,
2015.
I probably wrote 2015.
Speaking of, there, I sent you the notes.
Yeah, so that was the message that just came in. Well,
Yeah.
I'll read that in the next break.
Yeah,
So
Volvo's also got the V90 wagon, and there's a nice.
no, that was a leak.
It is a
Yeah,
leak.
that's a
It's
leak.
not
That's
out yet.
That's not officially out yet.
Yeah, it's
No,
not out yet, but
no.
it's going to be nice. I saw that, and I went.
Well, the saloon looks pretty cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I-
I mean, the XC90 is basically the new one that's come out, is the next generation of Volvo.
It's
And
beautiful.
and it's very clean. It's very stylish.
Would you buy one?
Yes, I would.
Yes.
Actually,
No
yes.
questions?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I was really taken with that car. Much more than I was. I like it when cars really jump out and surprise me. Not like from behind a tree or anything, but I mean, you get in a car and you expect
What if it's bearing gifts?
That would be nice too. But when you get in a car and you have certain expectations and perception and you drive off and you go, whoa, this is.
What if Parveen Bobby was driving it?
I wonder if anybody message in and tell us who is the. Well, I was going to say the gorgeous and the wonderful
Not so
Irene
much
Bobby,
the-
but not so much now.
Yeah. not so much. Let's stay back on point, but I've distracted him sufficiently.
You've totally distracted me now. I'm going to just go off in the corner a little bit and think of
another one
about
XC90,
Irene Bobby.
great car.
Yeah.
I think it's great as well. I've driven it. What I most like about it is they've copied Tesla.
Okay.
Because they've got that iPad-style dashboard thing,
Yeah.
which is an Android-based infotainment system.
Yeah.
But it's so modern. Pinch to zoom, swipe, move around, gesture control. It feels like your iPad, and you're instantly comfortable. They might have lost the olds, because the olds might not get that. Like my dad would be
Right.
utterly confused by that. But I think young people are like, that's it right away.
Yeah.
Hope they got that noise.
Yeah. It's getting too
It was him
close.
snapping
Yeah.
his fingers.
Yeah.
Periscope got it.
But
anyway.
I wonder if that's at the end of the day, the audience and the consumer they want is the young folks.
I think the young sort of 40-ish
Yeah.
married couple, first kid on the way,
Yeah.
wants a bit of
That's a
Scandinavian
Volvo.
style. Yeah.
That's
it's just-
that's got Volvo written all over it.
We
and as
should-
far as I understand, they're selling out. So
Well, you
yeah.
see, that's a good point, isn't it? Because when you say young, I mean, 40, we're all tech savvy now. We
Yeah.
all have tablets and iPads and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that's essentially what Volvo has done. It's just put an iPad. It's not really an iPad, but
Yeah.
they put an iPad-like device into the middle of the car. So all of us that are used to using these devices should, and it's one of those things where, as journalists, we often get into
Did
these
you hear
cars.
that, Aston? You can modernize. Sorry. Sorry, sidebar. Yes.
Dig it
Hook
in,
up.
dig
Yeah.
it in, twist the knife. Yes, that was James
You
Bond's
can
knife right
do
there.
it, yeah.
So, now you've thrown me completely. But what I was going to say is that we journalists, we get in these cars and we criticize the controls
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But because we're only in there for a day, 2 days, 3
Right.
days, a week at max, But owners live with the car. And after a while, these things become intuitive.
Yeah.
You just know where these controls are.
Yeah.
When you get into your own car, then you know where everything is. And I think that's the key difference. But
Martin-
it doesn't have haptic feel, which GM Cadillac do have, GMC and Cadillac do have, which is quite nice. But anyway, that's the next level.
Martin's come through and says, guys, which truck has the best turning circle? Tried the Raptor and had to do a 3-point turn instead of a U-turn. This is a challenge depending on what the
Now,
lift
don't
is.
get a 3500.
Yeah, 3500. You're never doing a
I
U-turn.
mean, obviously, it's simple. The longer the truck, the less the turning circle. It's just simple math. Obviously, the two-door of anything is going to be the best turning circle.
Yeah.
But even having said that, the Raptor is a bit of a bus, and it turns like one. Based on the cars that I've driven, I'm going to say Ram, because the two-door Ram had a shorter turning circle than my two-door Wrangler. That
Really?
thing could just nip around in a second. It could, because it's independent front suspension as well, so it can really twist the wheels around.
Yeah.
So the Ram is probably the nippiest thing you'll drive. So Ram, and even the four-door one is massive, but at the same time, it's pretty agile. The next up, I would say the Sierra, and probably last of the line, I would say the Fords, because the Ford is a cumbersome truck. I mean, I've driven it through Dara Raptors, and I understand exactly what Martin's talking about. It is horrifying when you get into those small turns. You're like, oh, it's gonna, okay, I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing the reverse at the busy U-turn. Everybody's going to stare. They're going to judge.
Everyone's going to start beeping. Yeah.
No, they're just laughing. He's like, look at that guy. He bought that huge truck.
And he's bringing it to Dira.
Yeah.
What's he thinking? Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Try parking it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's you buy these vehicles because you think they make a nice alternative to buying a Range Rover. I mean, they're not cheap, these trucks, 250, 300,000 dirhams. They're a nice alternative to a luxury vehicle. And then you think, yeah, this is going to be the best thing ever. Why aren't everybody buying these things? Well, the drawback is they're huge.
Yeah. They don't fit
They
into
back
standard
up.
parking spots.
I mean, malls are no-go areas for Raptors. I mean, you see malls in Raptors, but look closely. He's taking up the entire spot.
Yeah.
And his wheels are curved.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
usually.
his wheels are not curved because the tires are massive. However,
Yeah,
every other car is
kind of
curved.
get away with it a little bit. Yeah, you can get away with it. But I don't know what people are complaining about. Because I remember at my wedding, I had a 1947 Rolls-Royce.
Look at him with his
Yes.
Rolls-Royce.
There you go, Mr. Rolls.
And the driver made a wrong turn.
Did you want to get out and drive the car?
And no, because then he made a wrong turn and then he had to do a U-turn. It was an 18-point U-turn with a non-power assisted steering
What was the
wheel.
wife in the car as well?
No, I think this is when we were going to the thing. And
very lucky.
it was hard work, I can tell you. It looked like hard work. Anyway, I was like, yeah, rather you than me, mate.
Yeah, my Wrangler has a tighter turning circle than my DeLorean.
Really?
Which is, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the DeLorean's power steering is by Armstrong.
Yeah.
And
I love
and
Armstrong steering
It
cars.
doesn't turn.
Alternative options definitely not to be recommended are A, pulling the handbrake, and B, turning off the traction control and doing a spin turn under power. Definitely not recommended on this show.
Especially not a Raptor.
Sam's got a question. It says, good evening, gentlemen. I was wondering what you think of the new Hyundai Sonata Sport, the 2-liter, 2.0 turbocharged one. Is it worth buying? Any other suggestions on the same class and price range?
I try not to think about it, honestly. It's a Hyundai.
You guys have something against Hyundais. What's on with the Hyundais?
I'll tell you what's interesting about Hyundai is that they're branching out with this new brand now called Genesis.
Yes.
And have you noticed they're pinching all of these executives from Lamborghini?
Yes.
My goodness, they got the designer from Lamborghini and they've stolen him to
Yeah.
go and work on the luxury arm of Hyundai.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and now they've just taken the brand manager from Lamborghini to go work on that.
Isn't that interesting?
So I reckon the next generation of these cars, because we've been saying for a while that they don't really develop these cars properly, and you know the depth of engineering and quality is not there. I think we might be seeing a change with these sort of new influx of top industry executives that are going there. As for the Sonata, yeah, I mean, good car. I'd go Kia. I'd go Optima.
Really?
Yeah.
As
just 'cause
opposed
it's
to the
just-
Sonata?
I just think it's a better looking car, personally. But I think
What
it's
do you
much of a
think about,
muchness, you
what
know.
do you think about the 2.0 turbocharged unit, though? It's not...
Yeah, I didn't know if they did it on the Sonata. I know that
Sonata
I know that you
Turbo
can
is
get
available
it.
now in this market.
Oh, you can. All right. So I
So is
know
the
you can
Optima
get it.
Turbo.
Yeah, I know you can get it in the Optima.
Yeah, they're
And
both
there's a friend of ours bought one, and he
Yeah.
loved it.
Really?
Yeah, he said it was great. So
He's
thumbs
not
up
the
on
most
the Optima.
demanding of drivers, fair proviso,
Honestly.
and we haven't driven the car, so we can't
Yeah.
comment. But it's a good value for what it is.
Yeah, terrific value actually.
Although I think
Because the other question Sam has is, all right, if I'm looking at this in that range, what other...
So I like the Sonata, but all the cars in that segment class are not very interesting. You've got the Camry, the Camcordia as they call it, and they're all, or the Camcordinata, but they're all kind of the same
Yeah.
car.
They're kind of
and they all
boring.
look the same.
They are kind of
Chrysler
boring.
200 is coming in. It's quite a good looking car,
Yeah.
and you'll be able to get a V6 in
I've
that
seen
car.
one on the road so far.
Well, it's probably a test car,
Yeah.
but that is coming. I would say next year, but not this year. The 200 is coming, so keep an eye out for that. That might be a good choice in the segment. Otherwise, again, you could look at pickups, or you could look at my personal choice, which is the Impala. In the price range, you get a V6.
The Impala is the same price range as Hyundai Sonata?
It is. It's just over 100K. So top models are 130 something, but you can get
I'm
them.
biased. I'd probably head towards the Impala.
You can also get Charger V6 for $99 at the moment.
Wow. There
Yeah.
you go. Sam,
So
Charger time.
Why are you buying a Sonata?
Yeah.
Charger time.
And you'll be a Charger guy, as opposed to being
Yeah.
a Sonata
Another
fellow.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you drive? I
wouldn't-
drive a
and
Charger.
You'd be in a Charger and you wouldn't let your girlfriend have ketchup with her McDonald's burger. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to our Facebook page and have a look right now.
There we go.
That is going viral right now.
It is going viral right now. Go and have a look at it.
It's very well shot, I have to say.
It's very well done. I think it's the last, probably the third post down at the moment on the
Okay.
page, and it's going crazy. Go and have a look.
Motoring Middle East is here. If you've got questions about cars, these gentlemen are certain to have an opinion, maybe even an answer. Get involved in the program. This is how.
Boom, boom, boom.
There we go. Sam has come back through, and I'm pretty sure, Sam, we corresponded via email earlier today. Thank you very much. He says Charger for $99,000. I know where I have to go first thing tomorrow morning. Tell them Motoring
the
Middle.
queue.
Tell them Motoring
Yes.
Middle
Yes,
East
please.
sent you,
Shazad sent you. Tell him.
and ask to see Callum and
Yes.
see if he'll bring you a cup of tea.
I can't promise free doormats or anything or floor
Not
mats,
if
but
Callum is
cup of
anywhere
tea,
near there.
Cup of tea, yes, you'll get.
Yeah.
Is it a good cup of tea? Wow.
It's the best.
Kumar sent in a question that we're finally getting to. Says, hi guys, do you recommend the Mercedes E-Class or the A6?
Audi A6. No
Really?
hesitation.
Well, there's a new E-Class coming.
Yeah, E-Class is on its way out. Don't
So
bother
don't
with that.
bother with the current one because it's done.
Really? You wouldn't?
No. Not unless
To
you
be
get an
honest,
amazing deal.
This
If you
generation
get
of
brilliant- if you
E-Class
get-
wasn't the greatest either.
Yeah, but it's a solid enough car, and if you want a Mercedes, because that's don't forget that E-Class, that segment is extremely popular,
Yeah,
and
there's
a lot
a
of
lot of
people,
them out there.
there's a
You
lot
know
of
what?
heritage. If you get a really good deal, fine, but be warned, be aware that there is a new one coming out,
And
which
it's
will
very,
be
very soon.
significantly
I think
better.
it's Geneva.
Yeah, and it will be significantly. If you look at what
It'll
they've
be a
done,
mini S-Class.
yeah. So if you look at exactly. If you look at the S-Class and you look at what they've done with the
class.
rest of the range,
Yeah.
the new one will be significantly better. It's coming soon, unless you can get an amazing deal on the car, which is fine because the car's
I
great.
know that E350s, I think in EMC in Abu Dhabi, are sort of going around 200 mark now, so they are clearing them
Wow,
out.
that's pretty
They're
affordable.
clearing them out as fast as they can. However, my problem with the E-Class is quite prosaic and quite limited to me. but it's a
Prosaic and limited to Imtishan. Okay.
But
We're
it's a
getting all the vocabulary today,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Did you get the thesaurus out today, or what's going on?
I've been sick. So they don't do the three-pointed star on the bonnet anymore.
What?
Unless you get
I
these,
thought that was an option.
it's an elegance trim option, but they don't import the cars.
What?
So you do have to really, really ask to find a car with the elegance trim. I think it's a base trim that has it now, but all of them don't have the three-pointed star. The only car that
I'm only
Mercedes...
buying a Mercedes for the three-pointed star on
Well,
the
yeah.
hood.
I mean, it's now a little crest on the edge of the bonnet, but you can't see it when you're driving.
I don't care.
The only car that Mercedes sells, both dealers in the UAE, that has a three-pointed star is the S-Class.
But even
that's
that, but
too
even,
expensive,
but,
that one.
but even that doesn't really, because most people buy it with the AMG pack, don't they?
No, AMG pack still has it.
Oh, the AMG pack does it. Oh,
The
okay.
S63. No, even that has it. Mercedes knows what they're doing with the S-Class.
Yes, yes.
The S-Class has the three-pointed star. That's the one to get. Or you get an E-Class. I loved having an E-Class with a three-pointed star.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of
You
it.
need the star. That's yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that
you
could be
need
driving-
you need a target.
you need to remind poor people to get out of your way.
You need a target.
Yeah.
You line people up.
Mustafa's also come back saying, I'm thinking of buying a 2015 Hyundai Sonata. The answer is already go and check out. I mean, yeah, like you guys said, it's okay. It does
but
the
there are
job.
alternatives.
There are alternatives.
Yes, for the
and
same money.
There
No,
are more exciting cars to drive.
Here's the only question. If I'm looking at the Sonata and I'm thinking, it's old, reliable, repairs, parts, service, stuff on that vehicle. The Sonata
That's a pretty long service and parts package, right? I think it's 5 years, 150 or unlimited, I believe.
They just introduced a new option, so you can have either or. You can either have a
Is this with
5-year.
Hyundai we're talking?
Yeah, this is
150k warranty,
So you have,
manufacturer
So you
warranty.
have a 5-year 150k. Is it 150 or 100? No, it's
150.
100.
What is 150?
No, I think it's 100. So you get the 5-year 100, or you get the 4-year with unlimited mileage. So you get either or.
Oh man.
Yeah. So in other words, if you do a lot of miles,
Yeah, if
every
you're
year,
doing the commute to Abu Dhabi.
yeah, then you get the 4-year
You're
with the
laughing.
unlimited. Then you don't have to worry about it. Otherwise, you always worry about I don't want to go over the mileage.
Yeah.
And I'll have to go down to the guy with the computer who can. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Imtishan's just shaking his head.
I that's a good offer on paper. I think a lot of people are going to look at it, but I'm of the opinion that many people don't keep their cars as long as 5 years or 4 years. I don't know that many people have kept cars that long anymore. So I don't think it's
Mine
an
are
issue.
2008, 2009.
Apart from everybody in this room.
Yeah.
And I'm an anomaly because I'm entering my second year with the Wrangler. No,
Yeah.
third year.
Yeah.
And that's, as you know me, is very unlikely that
Yeah.
I do that because I like it.
Yeah.
But most people don't keep their cars past 3 years. So I'm the mileage driver. It's all bunk. I think get a car that you like driving, not one that's got the best toys or whatever. Just get one that you like.
Sierra or Silverado? That's another question that's come through. No name.
Oh,
on that
to
one.
be honest, I mean, there's so little in it. It's just that
You can afford it, get the Sierra.
Yeah,
it's
if
nice
you
and
can.
parts.
But on the other hand, the Chevy's good value.
I like
very
the
good value.
Silverado. I just like the name. What are you driving, a Silverado?
I mean, to me, it's that same discussion that you have, like, okay, Tahoe or Yukon or Escalade, right?
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, well, either go Escalade
Yeah.
or just go Tahoe.
Yeah.
Because Tahoe's great value for money. You pretty much get the size, the volume, the bigness of it, but you save a bit of money. Okay, so you don't get the, what is it, the 6.2, 6.4 that you get in the Cadillac?
Yeah.
I think it's 6.2. And but you get the 5.7. But you know what? You're not losing very much, Just go for that. So I would say, if you don't need the badge and the luxury, just go for the Chevy.
Yeah.
That would be my choice.
All right.
Although you've been singing about GMC.
Well,
If listeners are wondering what we are talking about, please visit our Facebook page right now, where we have uploaded not one, but two videos.
Two
of
videos.
James
Music
Hikaway
videos.
Ooh, music
exclusively
videos.
singing live.
Live in
video and
studio.
they feature
Live in the
music.
studio.
Yeah.
And he's there. This is what happens in the ad breaks, everyone. Oh my
I'm
And we
thinking-
can't get out. The doors are locked.
I'm
We
thinking
can't get out.
The next ad break, I'm going to see if I can do a little Taylor Swift.
Oh God, please. Please, kind lady in the other room, will you let us out?
Midnight. I've been driving down all night. No.
Oh God.
That's Esther, by the
feel
way.
like
She's
his
the
son.
producer.
Yes, Esther. Please, Esther. Please. Give us one of those tools where we can break the window in the case of emergency.
Break glass to get out.
Got another one here. Question is about the Charger and just saying, being interested in the Charger, is it really such a good deal?
Yeah. Is that even a question?
I mean, value aside, when we're looking at things...
I'd have one. Look, put it this way. I'd have one.
I think it's a very likable car.
Yeah.
And it's a very hard to pin down quality. But some cars, and everybody's driven a car that is not necessarily the best looking or the newest, but it responds to them in some way.
But the 2015, the quality is so much better now, isn't it? And
Yeah,
they worked
but
really hard
all
on
the
that
Chargers
interior, yeah?
have that hard to pin down
Yeah.
quality. It's why you like an S-Class
Yeah.
more than you like an E-Class. And I like the E-Class. I've owned
Yeah.
one. But the S-Class is the S-Class.
Yeah.
And when you drive it, nothing in the segment, nothing, whether it's the A8 or the BMW 7, all fine cars. All fine cars. But the S-Class just has an intangible perfectness that no other car can compare to.
Intangible perfect.
A sense of
There you go.
well-being.
I don't know about the perfectness, but you do get the well-being with the Charger. You do. You do get that sense. Yeah.
Mm.
It's nice. It's a very likable car. But you know what? Don't take our word for it. Go down there.
Well,
talk
go
to
and
the
drive a
salesman.
car and see
Go
if
and
you like
check
it.
it.
Yeah.
Take one out. Go around the block in it. See how you fit. See how you feel. See if it works for you.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, there are other cars in the market.
I think the interesting point about the Charger is what you brought up, is the build quality has been notched up. They really,
Yeah.
when they first came out, they were okay,
Yeah.
but now that quality is much better. And if people can get past
Yeah.
the early days,
Yeah. The
They love it.
tactile feel inside the car is so much better now. Challenger and Charger. Challenger as well, because Challenger got a whole new interior. It may look the same as the early Challengers, but it got a whole new interior last year. So the tactile quality, the touchy-feely bits, which, let's face it, is important, right? Because where do we spend most of our time? We don't just stand looking at our cars, do we? We sit inside them. We're stuck in traffic. We're sitting in the cars. We're holding the steering wheel. We're playing with the buttons. We're touching the interior
Not
of the
doing
car.
all at the same time.
depends
Some
who
people
you are.
So all of these things are important, and they've put a lot more effort. In fact, all of the American Big Three have put a lot more effort into this area over the last few years, and it's beginning to show.
And this is where the Japanese competition is starting to lag behind a little bit.
Mm.
Because you look at the likes of the Honda Accord. I know Toyota's made some big improvements with the new Camry, but it's kind of almost in response to how much the Americans have caught up and how much work they have to do. Mazda is the only Japanese brand I would rate as still holding its own and having a really nice interiors.
No, actually taking it up a notch, I would say.
Yeah.
I would go further. I mean, Mazda 2 for me just blew me away
Well,
last year.
I think I'm being tempered in my comments because a lot of people don't rate Mazda. A lot of people don't understand how
well,
good
you're
the cars
more
are.
you're more of a Mazda fan than I am,
But it's hard
I
work
was
to explain
crazy
to
about that
people.
Mazda 2. I just loved it.
Yeah, but they're very good cars. But to explain to people, they say, "Oh, but it's just a Mazda," and I'm like, "Well, you know what? This is beating Germans now in terms of interior design, functionality, and just driving experience. It's an extremely good car, but you're going to be blown away when you drive a Mazda, but you're not going to be expecting that. So yeah,
My problem with the Mazda, and I love the drive and I love all the elements, I just don't find they've put any significant thought into the look of the vehicle, and it just doesn't have that.
The styling of the Mazda?
Yeah,
they're the best looking cars in the segment.
I think from Japan,
I think they're
styling
boring.
is better than... the only thing I think would put it alongside that is the new Nissan, what's it called? The Maxima.
That's a brave car.
Which
I
I
like
think looks really
I think it's
very,
gonna do
very
well in
good.
this market.
I think the Mazdas. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I love them. But I just think they're kind of vanilla these days. They're okay.
Strawberry
I don't
vanilla
know,
with...
man. You look at the Camcortima, and the Mazda 6 is just the best looking car, the bunch. And you get some really pretty colors on it too.
I would say it's syrupy.
Syrupy.
Yes.
Motoring Middle East is in the house. We're talking cars. You're John. This is your opportunity to get involved. Motoring Middle East is here. We're talking cars. It's Car Talk. If you're driving, if you're sitting, if you're walking, running, jogging, cycling,
You're
wondering...
very clever.
And you're a superhero flying.
flying. Well, you have those
Lewis
special-
Lane is in trouble.
I
Again.
was thinking Iron Man,
Guys,
but okay.
we've been told
Yeah.
by listeners to stop talking over each other.
What?
Okay. I'm not talking at all anymore. I'm done.
We would the
If you
GMC.
start singing again.
I can sing.
We cannot get out. We cannot get out.
We've spoken about the GMC Terrain.
A little bit, just a little bit, yeah.
Start
Is
of
that
the show.
Ronald just
Yeah.
asking?
Yeah, I don't know, but we spoke about it at the start of the show.
Podcast tomorrow.
Definitely, you're going to want to check it out. The synopsis of the GMC Terrain. Go get one.
Thumbs up, yes.
Yeah, you love it. What's your advice, guys, on purchasing a Volvo S60 used?
That's the best way to buy an S60 because they do have
You'll-
weak resale value. So
Yes, I was going to say you'll save a lot of money.
and
on
you
that
get a
car.
nearly new one if you go. I actually go to Volvo Direct and just buy directly from Trading Enterprises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
You
you
won't
save
save as much money if you do that, but you will have peace of mind, which, to be honest, with a car like that, you need because it's not a very common car.
Also, the
here.
mileage won't be that high, so you'll get a good one. You can buy it private. There's plenty of them around. Make sure you get one with a balance of dealer warranty.
Yeah.
And if you have a little bit left, it's always worth, I think, the rule of thumb with European cars to extend the warranty. So then it's complete peace of mind. It may be a bit of money, but then you don't worry. You get to
Yeah.
enjoy your car.
Yeah.
And Volvo has a very good reputation for after-sales service in this market.
There we go.
They look after Fisker still.
Really?
Yeah, the Volvo. their
Even
technicians-
Fisker doesn't look after Fisker
Yeah,
anymore.
but Volvo took on the responsibility of looking after the orphan Fisker cars. So yeah,
Okay.
Volvo's tech shop is actually really good.
Ali, there's your answer. Go for it. Do it.
There's a reason Emirates uses them.
Yeah.
And they pile on monster mileages on those cars.
And where do they sell them to?
Auction, they all
yeah.
go out. They all go to the country. 400, 500k, and then they're done.
Because I wouldn't mind having one of those.
I think
You
they,
can't
I,
get
I
them,
think they end
actually.
up in other countries. I don't think they go to auction and they're shipped out.
I'd still like to have one.
They can
Yeah.
recondition them, but yeah, they do crazy mileage.
That's
They
the-
only broken in
we-
at 200k.
We wanted to do a championship, a touring car championship consisting of old taxis and old Emirates cars.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. Because you'd just get one of those estates, wouldn't you, and just ram everybody else off the track. Yeah. Not that we condone that sort of thing here
Yeah.
on Car Talk, but yes, that's what I would do.
Yeah. Speaking of, we were talking off air about the Corvette, and there's a long-standing
We weren't
animosity
talking, you were singing.
in the studio that I'm just not happy with the new Vet. I mean, I'm
Can
honest.
somebody listening at Chevrolet please put James Pikeway into
just-
a Corvette
I'm
and
just
convince him of its
it's-
utter brilliance?
Or give them a lobotomy and put us out of our misery.
But there I was today watching comedians in cars getting coffee,
How awesome was that?
as one does,
Yes.
and I was watching it, and wouldn't you know, they were talking about this on the ticket. Steph and Mark were talking
Were they?
also about, yeah, they were talking about comedians in cars getting coffee, Seinfeld and President Obama.
No less than President Obama. And he said that apparently he'd got off enough funny lines to qualify as a comedian.
Yes.
So therefore he was allowed on
He
the
was
show.
allowed on the
which
show.
is kind of nice of Jerry Seinfeld, I thought, you know.
But the reason I bring this up is because as I was watching the show, he's driving a 1963 Corvette Stingray.
He was, yes, he was. The president himself was driving. Actually, he was doing wheel spins in it, if you know.
He did do a wheel
yes,
spin, and he
was,
tried
yes.
to get out the gate, but the security would not let him take it
No,
on
he
the road.
wouldn't, no.
No. They just,
How does that work?
I don't know.
I'm the commander-in-chief. I would like to leave
Yeah.
this house.
No.
Sorry, sir. No, I can't
No.
let you do that.
No.
But whose authority does he need to go and get in order to... Yes,
the person who calls him to wake him up in the morning, obviously.
Yeah. So, Mr.
Have you
President,
called your wife Michelle? Does she know you want to leave? No.
Yes, I think that's probably whose authority he needs, yes.
But the reason I bring this up is not, go and watch this. It's also on your Facebook
We
page,
shared the link,
and,
yes.
and
Brilliant, yeah.
it is fantastic. And you know what? All of those shows are great because they are funny,
Oh, they're very good.
but they
yeah.
have great cars. And
Yeah.
there's a couple scenes coming up this season, season 7,
Yeah.
and it's Lexus, I believe, that
Yeah.
they do these with.
No,
It does.
Acura,
Acura?
unless it's changed now.
Very
it was
different
Acura.
company.
Yeah,
No, I
it
thought
was
it was
Acura.
Lexus now, but
No,
maybe-
maybe it's changed because
maybe it's still Acura.
they'd always have an Acura parked
Yeah.
somewhere, which you'd have to walk past and go, oh, look, there's an Acura.
Yeah, I didn't see that in this one.
But
The-
anyway, that's what it. But it is very good.
When I saw this 63 Stingray,
Yeah.
and President Obama is describing it, he's going,
Yeah.
it's not the fastest car.
No.
Didn't have the fastest engine.
No.
Didn't have, but it was, for everything that it had, just the car.
Who knew that Obama was a car guy, huh?
Who knew?
Huh?
Who knew?
Wow.
But when I looked at that Stingray, and then I look at what they're trying to do with this Vet, I'm thinking someone was
I
thinking.
can see the lineage
I can see
myself.
the lineage, but I'm thinking they failed. And if you want to do that, just do it.
Oh, God.
Just
well, you
do
know,
it.
The bloke on my right here has driven all of the Corvettes.
Ha,
Like,
ha,
all of
ha.
them. Every single
Ha,
one.
ha.
From
Yeah.
beginning till now.
I feel like
Yeah.
Nelson the Simpsons.
Now we'll just hand the show over to him.
Because they're all awesome. But the C2 Corvette, the one that Obama actually drove, a very similar car, but it was white, I believe. It is America, the car.
That's it. It's America.
It's America, the car.
Yeah.
You cannot get, I mean, all the Corvettes are great. The new one is fantastic and potentially my favorite car in the world right now. If I had to buy one with my own money, a C7 is great, but I don't have enough money. But the C2 represents everything America. It's astronauts.
Yes.
It's
Well, that's
the
what they said. All the astronauts who were going up in the Saturns were driving Corvettes.
No, they got given them.
Yeah.
They were special editions. I think they're still around. I think some of them come up at auction every now and then. But yeah, they were.
I know they're actually all early C3s. Because it was
Yeah.
late Corvettes, so it was 69
Nice.
Corvettes.
Yeah.
67.
Nice.
So it actually is the C2. I think some of them had C2s and most of them had C3s. Anyway, nerds enough. Long story short, C2 Corvette. If you ever get a chance, drive one. Drive a manual one. It's very intimidating and it's a very grumpy car. But you've got to take it by the scruff of the neck and give it a good shake because that car is fantastic to drive. Absolutely fantastic.
Here's
I love did you see a bit in the video, Obama, because I think it's a manual, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's shifting and he puts it, and Jerry Seinfeld's just sort of looking over and he goes, man, I know how to drive. Great.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's just fun. It's just fun. Question: I have no idea what this means. So your recommendation for 3-4 engine
Does he
power?
mean 300 to 400
I don't know.
horsepower?
Within-
We need clarification. Ijaz, I believe.
3
isn't it?
to within 100,000 K. I don't know. Could be Ijaz. I'm not
Text
sure.
in with what exactly you mean.
Kazim wants to know what's the difference if you connect a xenon light directly to the battery or just connect it directly, because a 35 watt can be directly connected, whereas a 55 xenon
Is this the wrong show?
needs to be
These are
connected to a
electrical
car
parts
battery.
and tires.
Electrical
And it's
Electrical.
advisable to put a xenon light in your car. Man, I don't know. You got to go talk to your dealer.
I can help you out a little bit with it.
Okay.
The first question.
Oh my God, you really can, can't you?
I want to ignore the first part of his question because I'm not an electrician. Any advice I give could be pretty fatal.
Yeah, you could
So
blow it up.
get an electrician to do that part.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. That's my easy answer. Question number 2, xenon light. No, it's illegal. It's a 100% illegal.
So don't do it then.
If you do it, you can do it, and Satwa will do it for you. And then when you come for registration, the nice man at Tasdi will tell you to remove it. So don't do it.
And then you'll have no lights.
And that also applies to LED headlights and any other headlight that's non-standard. If your car came with xenons, or you can retrofit them the same stock ones, you'll get through.
How's the guy at Tagio going to know?
Because he'll turn the headlight on. And believe me, no Satwa modification is subtle.
So how does it work with classic cars then? Because I know a lot of classic car guys have upgraded their headlights because they'd like to
Also
be able
illegal.
to see where
Also
they're going.
illegal.
Really?
I'm sure you can just smile and hopefully the guy will won't mind too much because be overawed by the amazing classic car that you've brought. But they're supposed to be stock halogen lights, stock LED,
There we
whatever
go.
came stock.
Kumar has come back. He just tuned in. We already answered his question. He wanted to know the Mercedes E-Class or the Audi A6. E-Class, there's a new one coming out. You're going to want to go for the new one, but the E-Class that are out now, you might be able to get some deals. At the end of the day, the A6 is the way to go. though.
A6 is a good car. Good car.
Yeah. That's where we went with that. That was the story.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It was
We ran an S6 recently as a long-termer on, check it out, on motoringme.com, and absolutely loved it.
See, I disagree with you on this. And
You disagree that I absolutely loved it.
No,
That's
I-
my decision.
I
decided
told you
to
that
love
you were
it.
going to love it because I loved it as well. So we don't disagree on the loving part of it.
Okay.
I disagree on the part that people didn't hear, which is you said a few days ago, I'm not sure I would buy one. And I would actually buy one of those cars. And I think it's really, really good. It's such an impressive thing that suits me.
S6.
S6.
Yeah,
I'd buy an
because-
S6.
yeah, because-
Maybe an S7
No,
because I want something a bit...
Yeah, because you're an old fogey at heart.
I
That's
am
the
an
thing,
old
innit?
fogey and that is the perfect
And
old
for me,
fogey.
it's like that's just I'm not that old yet. I don't want.
Oh, no, I'm
any-
totally
any
there.
class,
I look at
so-
an S6 and go, gosh, I do want one.
I still want a Challenger.
Yeah, you want it when your back goes, yeah, you see how much you want a Challenger. I got a cardigan tonight. That's how cold I'm feeling.
Gentlemen, you know what? We've run out the clock on the show once again.
That's because of your singing.
Could be. It's Car Talk. If you're wondering what you've been listening to, we're here every week at this time. Motoring Middle East. The boys come in. Shazad and Imtishan come in and join us. And if you've got questions, this is where you want to get them to. You can find these guys online, motoringme.com. Find them on Facebook. That's where I go to get all the show notes. And
They did look familiar.
I don't even change them. I just cut and paste.
I have noticed.
You'll notice that I have put where you can find them in case you guys don't know they're on your own site.
Oh,
So
right, that's good.
I
Yeah,
always
'cause
post
that
in-
always helps.
yeah.
Source, Motoring
Source,
Middle East.
yes.
That helps.
But as always, great fun to have you guys in studio, and look forward to doing it again
Thank
next
you,
week, same place,
James
same time.
Elvis Presley.
More tunes next week. Guys, have a great one. I'm gonna do Julio. Ready?
Get on with it.
Here we go. To all the Sierras I loved before, I've opened and closed every door. I'm glad they came along. I dedicate this song to all the Sierras I've loved before. To all the GMCs that saved my life.
are now are in someone else's driveway. I'm glad they came along. I dedicate this song to all the GMCs I've loved before. Here we go. Bring 'em on.
Today's show not brought to you by GMC.
Also lacking a musical arrangement, that one, a little bit.
One final thought, James. Don't give up your day job.